Stardate 7211. The distant planet Lagares is being attacked by alien marauders. The residents of Lagares are being abducted and turned into mutants. You, as the top gun of the Defender team, must save those people. The aliens are mean and vicious. You must fight with landers, mutants, Elabian space guppies, and more. There is a special gate in each screen, which you can warp into the other side of the planet. You meet more enemies there to fight. You are the only one who can save the planet. Battle with aliens at the speed exceeding the speed of light in dark, unknown space. This is Defender 2 from HAL Labs and HAL, released in 1988. 1988 is for the next few videos, is kind of a big year. Also known as Stargate in Japan. This is another game, much like Bump and Jump, that I played a lot on my 2600. I had this game, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Defender 2 carries that fun, just in a little different way. We're going to talk about the arcade version here first. Stargate is an arcade game released by Williams in 1981, created by Eugene Jarvis, and it is the sequel to the 1980 game Defender. It was the first of only 3 productions from VidKids, an independent development house formed by Jarvis and Larry DeMar. The video game has no connection to the subsequent Stargate franchise that began 13 years later. The game was also known as Defender Stargate and Defender 2. The latter name was used in home game releases due to legal issues. According to the bonus material for Midway Arcade Treasures, Williams wanted to make sure they could own the trademark on the Defender name. The name Defender 2 has been used on all of its home ports and the game compilation appearances. However, there were never any Defender 2 arcade units. To complicate matters, the Atari 2600 port was originally sold under the Stargate moniker, but was renamed to Defender 2 for a later re-release. This sequel adds new enemy ships to the alien fleet, such as firebombers, Elabian space guppies. Note that Elabian is based on Elab, the word Bally spelled backwards, a friendly poke at Williams' then competitor, Bally Midway. Dynamos and space hums. The Defender ship is now equipped with an Inviso cloaking device, which renders the ship invulnerable when activated, but has a limited charge. A Stargate will transport the ship to any humanoid in trouble, and there are now 2 special stages, the Firebomber Showdown and the Elabian Dogfight. Elabian? I don't know. That occur every 5th and 10th wave. As in the first game, if all the humans are captured, the planet explodes and turns all the landers into mutants. The game is much harder than its predecessor, this says. I didn't notice that part. We fly a small spaceship above a long mountainous landscape. The land is inhabited by a number of humanoids. The landscape wraps around, so flying constantly in one direction will bring you back to the starting point, and we can fly through the landscape without being destroyed. A number of enemy ships fly over the landscapes, and our responsibilities are to destroy all the aliens and protect all the humans from being captured. We are armed with a beam-like weapon which can be fired rapidly in a long horizontal line ahead of the spaceship. And we also have a limited supply of smart bombs, which can destroy every enemy on screen. We also have a limited supply of Inviso cloaking, which makes the ship invisible and able to destroy any ship it comes in contact with. At the top of the screen, we have a radar, which displays the location of the aliens and humans. Stargate adds several new enemies to the lineup originally introduced in Defender. The names of most of these new creations are based on inside jokes. The original enemies in the game are known as Arata, being the name of Williams' competitor, Atari, spelled backwards. One of the other new enemies is also named after a competitor, the Elabian space guppies. Bally Midway was a major competitor with Williams in both video games and pinball markets. Another new enemy is the Dynamo, which breaks into several small space hums. This is an homage to the song Dynamo Hum by Frank Zappa. 3 new arrivals, Freds, Big Reds, and Munchies, vaguely resemble Pac-Man, a game released in the US by Bally. The Immortals on the high score page has factory defaults that are demonstrated as various information. The number 1 high score is held by the fictitious Fred Williams with 102,181 points, indicative of the game's release date of October 21, 1981. The number 2 and 3 scores are held by Vid and Kid, respectively, indicative of the VidKids software development studio. The number 6 high score is held by LED, indicative VidKids co-founder Lawrence E. DeMar. The 9th high score is held by EPJ, Eugene Jarvis, and other high scores include developers on the project such as Sam at number 7 for Sam Dicker and PGD at number 12 for Paul Dassault. In 2000, Midway released Defender 2 along with other Williams Electronic games to Shockwave for use in an online applet to demonstrate the power of Shockwave, entitled the Shockwave Arcade Collection. We've talked about this before. The conversion was created by Digital Clips and currently not freely available to be played within the Shockwave web applet. The Famicom port, developed by HAL, seems to be related to Millipede and Joust ports, as well as Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, all of which were released around the same time. In particular, the title jingle for Millipede, Stargate, and Joust are almost identical. The music played when Stargate begins is a longer version of the opponent entrance music within Punch-Out!, and the music played during Stargate's intermission screen between waves is the same as the screen after a loss in Punch-Out!. As Defender 2, the game is included in the 2012 compilation of Midway Arcade Origins. And a Stargate machine is featured in an episode of News Radio, in which it was referred to as Stargate Defender. Eugene Jarvis, the game's creator, had a role on the episode as Delivery Guy number 3. Like that. Defender's a fun game. If you've never played Defender, you really ought to. It's a lot of fun. And Defender 2 carries that fun really well from the arcade into the home market.